actually muted. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
fine, thanks.
So what do you
Yeah,
think about this matchup here?
I think it's definitely France favored in nats.
Okay.
But Faraj, I think, has generally like more routine when it comes to treaty games because he's been playing more the past few weeks and maybe
Okay.
even months. So I think it's pretty even.
Okay. So just like Klaus said here, Faraj is a 3D player who has been active in the past for quite a time now, while Mongo is basically a no rush 20 player or a supremacy player, you can call him.
Mm.
But I think Mongo is also pretty good in NF40. You have played him, right, in the past?
Yeah, it's been a while though, but yeah, he for sure knows what to do, and things like map control aren't an issue for him when it comes to like Norwich 40.
Okay. So if you had to guess here, if you were to guess here, who do you think would win?
Mm,
I mean, who do you think is the favorite player here?
I would maybe even say Mongo because of the matchup. Just, I don't know, I guess it comes down to how well he knows to play it.
Okay,
Because France in that is definitely favored against ports.
okay. So, would you like to explain some of the changes here in the Blitz map for the treaty? Uh,
Um,
Basically, what is the Blitz map here?
um, you mean between the trade route and this one, or?
No, no, in general, difference between the Blitz map and a normal, let's say, Andes map.
Ah, all right. So basically, there's one big difference, which is both players start with the TPs already set up, and they can already have their embassies also up to produce, like, to start the fight instantly with natives, and that significantly changes the starting fight for alts basically, because cav starts are a bad option.
Okay,
Um, so yeah, they in most cases have to play with artillery. Maybe
okay.
Spain can sometimes make an exception, but even then it's dangerous to start with
Okay.
cav against 26 Incas.
Okay, here. So, like Klopp pointed out here, one of the main difference between Blitz map and a normal 3D map here is that you basically start with Inca maps before 40. So, one of the advantage you have is you have natives in your first fight, which you ideally don't see in other maps. Also, your production rate is very fast from start. Am I right?
Yeah, since you already have the upgrades, and you also have a pretty nicely set up FB like close to the battle, which is also something you
Okay.
don't have in Norwich 40.
Okay. So one thing I don't know if you saw or not, but Faraj here deleted his capital. Any ideas as to why he would do that?
Um, I guess it's just, I don't know, in case he gets pushed and he needs more space, since once you got the upgrades, you don't really need the building anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, same goes for the market, even though I like to have a market for emergencies.
Okay. So you don't do market upgrades here, right? Except for the wood market, wood upgrade here, because you need to gather some wood from trees here.
Right. And villager HP, of course.
And village HP, of course, for the fight. So both the players have done their FB here now, and Mungo is still a bit behind, and Green has already started pouring out his army here. So, what do you think is an ideal composition for Portuguese player here against France?
Hmm. Um, I definitely think he should prepare to play rather defensive and let France like come at him, since they got the pop advantage.
Okay,
Um, Also, like when it comes to civs that use fur trade, like fur trade is always a good thing to use in natives because it gives you a huge coin bank, which you will be basically like you only use it for your artillery, and you have
okay,
like lots of villagers gathering food and should have some on wood too. So it kind of synergizes well with playing with
okay,
lots of natives because they're very food and wood heavy. I guess he has to just camp very very
Very hard.
defensively with lots of organs, and
Okay.
yeah,
So
try to keep them
basically,
standing at distance with cazadores.
okay, okay. So basically, you're saying that the Portuguese players here should camp till the point where France runs out of coin, because once France runs out of coin, then they're particularly weak here. Am I right about that?
That's right, yeah.
Okay,
Like I think the France late game suffers a bit on patch because as soon
okay.
as you need to switch villagers on coin, it's hard to keep up the food production for natives and
Native.
units.
Okay. So this is a cliff here. So you have a very small opening here, and there is no place to run. So I'm expecting a very artillery heavy fight here. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, me too. But I would still suggest uh like Faraj to build at least one layer of walls so like random cavalry units cannot get through. Um,
Okay.
I guess it depends if Mongo will even be able to scout that. But if he knew, he would for sure go for a run.
Okay.
I mean, I would.
So
in
right
in a
now,
tournament.
yeah, so right now Faraj doesn't have a wall here, and if Mongo manages to sneak a villager here, or let's say here, then he can make a stable and just raid the entire economy of Faraj, right?
Okay, I think sneaking a villager is pretty much impossible because like if you have your FB set up, like where
Okay,
else should your screen be but at the battle, like on the battlefield, you see both sides of the cliff. So
okay,
I think that's unlikely. I think it's just comes down to like if he chooses to just take like one cavalry unit and just scout it out and see how the base looks.
okay. Yeah, I asked this question particularly because in my matchup I did something similar. I managed to sneak a villager, make a stable, and just trade with five hussars.
Even though there was a cliff.
Yeah, in the cliff, it's a cliff game only.
All right. Unfortunate for the opponent.
Okay. So we have talked about the strength of Portuguese here. They are particularly good at range. You Casado, which have 50% range resist, and we have Dragoons, which have 20 range. I think it's
Yeah.
80. So what do you think is the particular strength of France here?
I guess I guess the mass. That's like basically what France is good at, is like using gendarmes to tank the organ shots, which I would use as port.
Okay,
Um, yeah, should be like the pop and the push power also with the natives. The 15
okay,
Hurons are pretty resistant and pretty tough to deal with in a mass.
okay,
But I think it will come down to the artillery war.
okay. So you have played both the players here. Who do you think has the better artillery micro here?
Hard to say. From the like I haven't played Mongo in a while.
Okay,
Um, but I think it's hard to say because I think they're pretty evenly matched.
pretty.
Um,
Okay,
that's why I'm pretty curious to see.
okay. So everyone, this is a betting match, and I'm sorry a bit late, but uh, the fighting has not started, so you can probably still bet on this. You still have
Um,
2 minutes, I think.
I'm sorry, but could you make Hessisch Jäger a little tiny bit louder and delete your TC and your villagers, please, because then it's even with the XP what they get.
Oh yeah, right.
Okay, so
Thank you. Have fun.
Thanks, no problem.
okay,
All
so
right,
I have increased your volume. Let's see now.
no problem. All right, we got a very interesting start coming out. All
Yes.
right, he's doing it. He's doing the gendarme box. Um,
Okay, so
I
yes,
think he
here we
scouted.
have a gender mux here.
Yep.
Okay,
I think he scouted that there are no walls. Now it
okay.
comes down to, is Faraj going to be able to block off the way with units, how you should in Blitz Cliff?
Okay. Ideally, in my opinion, he has a few musketeers and these Inca natives. So basically, he should be able to block it if he spreads out his army properly, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, I think Mungo can just run in and if he can do damage here, like say get 50 villagers, then it is very hard to come back from there.
Oh, but Faraj is reacting. He's spreading out. He sent
Yeah,
like
he's
7-8 vills to build the walls and also inside stables.
okay. So
Targeting the
I think
slaughter.
he had spotted the map, spotted the Lindum box here.
Yep, that's the point where
Yeah,
by no means he should get like it shouldn't
it
work
shouldn't
now.
work now. I think he used the Explorer Spy ability.
The thing is, he has I think 8 coals.
10, I think, 10 or 8.
10 coals.
10
If it's 10,
culverins and 3 organ guns here.
all right. So he basically has 40 pop, which is completely wasted.
West. Okay, but don't you think these organ guns would be useful here versus the infantry Mongo has?
Yes, I personally would make like when I start nets, I don't know, at least 7 organs maybe.
Okay.
Like six at least, maybe 7.
Okay. So
Since
both the players are ready now, and they have their villagers forward to make a quick base or a wall. So we expect both the players to make a lot of outposts here near the fight, right? Which will give them advantage in the fight.
I expect them, yeah. Mongo already built 2.
Okay,
Alright,
and here comes again Chendambak, which has been easily spotted by Faraj, and it has been snared, but he still managed to. Okay, so Mongo at this point knows that it is not possible to go in, therefore he's just letting the gendarmes fight here.
Which is the right call, of course.
Which is the right call, of course.
And they're actually wrecking the start fight. Maybe that was the plan all along.
Yes, hard to tell. And now Mongo has a very good start advantage here because he can quickly make a forward FB while Faraj cannot, and he can also push here and make maybe walls in Faraj's side also to block him from flanking when Mongo gets in.
And Faraj already lost his organs.
Yes, managing to save a couple culverins here though.
And he so far is not reproducing organs, which I think is important, but he kind of stabilized.
Yeah, he has stabilized here right now.
He has to pay attention to his villagers though. He has a lot of villagers fighting.
Okay. But still Mongo has a mass here, and Faraj is still not fully popped here. Mongo still has his native shipment alive.
Yeah.
And
but he hasn't been training the Incas as much as he should.
Yes.
Faraj has been doing a good job.
Okay.
He should probably just put some gates on the flanks.
Yes, and Mongo is also blocking the walls here, as we can see. But I think Faraj is pretty much stabilized here right now, and Mongo is not training the natives here, while Faraj is constantly training the natives. So Faraj is having a military advantage here compared to Mongo right now. But Mongo has got his outposts up, so if he falls back, he will have them helping in the fight.
2 gendarmes actually made it into the eco. But there's not much to be gained.
Yeah, and neutralized very quickly. But now he has an idle army here, which he's not using. Let's hope he realizes it very fast. And again, 2 organs going down here in the middle of the fight, as you can see. They were very poorly microed straight into the Mongo's army there.
Yeah, I should try to keep them like way back, especially since their organs are not horse art.
Yes. So now I think both the players have stabilized here, and now it would come down to who has a better artillery micro, if in case both players make the artillery here.
Even though right now Faraj is kind of actually doing a good job of draining Mongo. Like he already lost 100 score.
Yes.
Faraj just lost like 50.
Yes. One of the important reason here is that Faraj has a lot many military units because he's making the natives constantly, while Mongo is not making them as constantly as you would ideally make.
True.
And
And
as we can see, Mongo is also selecting, let's say, 50 skirmishers at the same time and using the attack move, which are putting the skirmishers in a very tight formation, while Faraj has a nice nice round of the units here.
yeah, that's true. But he's clumping a bit now as well.
Yeah, his bit. So these horse artilleries from Mongo here are getting nice shots on the infantry of Faraj.
Yeah, I think they even killed one
Horse organ gun.
then yeah, that one organ.
And the second organ gun is also down as well.
Alright, Faraj has 2 Colves.
In the gate,
He
yes.
decides to shoot the Colves and not the horse art, which is from my point of view the wrong call to make. If you see like 5 more Colves incoming, would be
Okay.
smarter to just kill
Just
the
kill
cannon.
the cannon. And he has also not made the gates here right now. So this is also very bad for him, I think, because your units can get blocked or they have to take a longer route. So
Yeah. Pathing is very, very important, especially for the Colves. Like,
yes. And now the Faraj, it seemed to be draining because he has lost like 120 points, while Mongo has only lost 80 to 100 points right now.
yeah.
So those horse artilleries are doing a good job for Mongo here.
Yeah, he's been getting off quite some good
Quite
shots.
some
And
good shots.
Faraj, for some reason, is not remaking organs. I think he should have at least 3-4 organs up at all time.
Okay.
He has to make sure that they don't die to gendarmes though, which I personally think it's not too hard, since you just need like one piece of wall on each side, and then
Okay.
it's like very, very easy to block
Easy to
units.
block. Yes. So he's remaking the walls now here, but don't you think this is a little bit back to stop the flanks from Mongo? A
Yeah,
wall.
it's a bit too much from my point of view. I personally would like to see like towers a bit closer, so they
Okay.
actually
Are
deal
doing.
damage to the cavalry.
Yeah.
Um,
So Mongol stars are actually doing some damage here, right?
um, a bit, yeah. But basically, like the reason why you want the towers in front of your FB is so they actually shoot at the cavalry that comes to kill your art.
Okay.
I guess they are doing it on like this one tower is kind of shooting, but the other towers.
Other towers
yeah,
are not. Yeah.
maybe those are okay though, but they're also a bit too tight and they're also blocking the pathing.
I think yes. So Faraj has actually lost only one culver here so far, while Mongo has lost 3 out of his 5 batch. So this has
That
been
was well played.
that was well played. Yes, exactly.
Also, his army is spread out nicer, but he still lacks those organs.
Yes, it's
Which I think like artillery is the most important unit. I don't know why he's going for so many goons, since the Incas should actually like do enough damage.
yes. So mortars here. This was precisely going to be my next question. Portuguese players should here have a couple mortars, or at least one mortar, because they have extra range and they can take the outposts which are forward and maybe a stable and barracks from Mongo, right?
Yeah. I personally would put them like more on the side, maybe like from here, because then they can like he can also get like the stable like that one.
Okay. And one of the advantage Portuguese player get here is that due to the extra range, the virtually the mortars are out of cover in range of the opponent.
Yeah, they should be.
They should be. Yeah.
Very safe. Like he has to move up a lot with Coves to get them, which is where your Coves should be like in a position to easily shoot them.
Should do, yes. So both the players are actually draining at, let's say, very similar rate, maybe Faraj a bit more, and Faraj is now down to 1750 while Mongo is down to 1850, and Mongo still has 43k coin in his bank.
I think the big issue here right now is Faraj is kind of struggling to keep up his pop for some reason.
Yes, he's currently at 158 population right now, so I think it probably comes down to your APM, and Mongo being a supremacy player, I would say he has a higher APM compared to Faraj.
I agree. For sure.
So basically, Mongo is able to do more actions compared to Faraj, that is make army as well as micro his unit. As we can see, when Faraj is trying to micro his culverin, he's losing a bit on population army production here.
Yeah. Ooh, and Mongo just got off a good...
Yeah,
Ah, never mind. Never mind, Faraj got off a double
Faraj
shot.
shot.
He basically... Oh, he completely won the
Yeah.
bullfight.
So I think he had 3 or 4 culverins, and Mongo lost 5 culverins here, right?
Yeah. I think it was 3 against 5.
3 against 5. So he lost 1 and Mongo lost 5. So which is a very good macro. But at the same time, you should be able to keep the army production as well.
Which he's been doing a good job with now.
Yes.
They're now equally on score,
Okay.
and Mongo's gonna have some food issues soon.
Yeah, he's hovering over 3K to 4K, somewhere between that.
Now the reason, from my point of view, why that is happening is because he's playing like with too many gendarmes, I think.
Okay.
They, I'm not sure they still cost 127 food and coin on patch when you send the card, or is it less? I think it's just...
It is 8% less, I think.
8%?
You send the card and it is 8% less than their original cost.
Alright, the original cost is 150, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
I think I think it is same as Re. You have 127 food and 127 coin cost.
Alright, yeah. Then yeah, I don't know if it's worth to use gendarmes as actually fighting calf. From my experience, even when you're playing out of nets with France,
Okay.
they're good as tanks, but they're not good as
Okay.
a flanking unit. You have to play with artillery more.
Yes. So now listening to you, I think Mongo has made a lot of artillery here. 5 culverins and 5 horse guns here. But these horse guns are not doing so much damage, such as they're only attacking 2 or 3 natives in the front of the fight, or you can see Explorer here, which is like effectively wasting a artillery shot, right? You could potentially kill, let's say, 5 to 10 Cassados here, but you are just attacking 1 Explorer here instead.
Yeah, and he lost already 2 of those. He's gonna lose another one.
Yeah.
The important thing, from my point of view, when it comes to Horselard is, of course, to get off good shots, but also to keep him alive
Yeah.
as long as possible, logically. I mean, it's obvious, but...
Yeah. So I think one of the reasons why Mongo is draining on food is because he has a lot of wood as well, nearly 13k wood, and he still has 7 villages on wood. And if we can check the factory production, what factory it's set to, maybe he still has factory on food as well. Oh, sorry, wood as well. So.
And I mean, we can see it now in the long run. As soon as, like, he's already struggling now because of no food, and he has to fall back.
Yeah.
If he's gonna be able to kind of recover with his food now, sooner or later, as soon as he will start to put villagers on coin, since he will run out of coin sooner or later, he'll like, I think he won't be able to keep up the food production. So
yeah.
I think Faraj has an edge in the long run.
Okay.
But he's doing a good job with his artillery camp now.
Yes.
Hard to push into something like that.
Okay, so I have a question for you here right now. So Mongo is basically draining on food now, and very soon he will be draining on coin as well. And once he drains on food, he won't be able to keep up with the native production. That means he will be at a somewhat of a military disadvantage. Of course, he has 20 more population, but he won't have the native advantage the Portuguese player has. So he would be forced into making musketeers or dragoons to protect his skirmishes, right?
Which is bad in nats, yeah.
Yeah.
We will see though, because he still has a big wood bank. I think he should, because his wood is rising, he should really take like 1 or 2 builds off of it. He kind of fixed his food issue, but yeah, coin is running out slowly but surely.
Yeah.
But he did a good job with killing off the Colts. from Faraj.
And yes, now he has horse artillery here. So if he can get a few good shots here, Faraj would also be draining here somewhat. And finally, some organ guns from Faraj here. A
Yeah,
couple of
nice to
organ guns.
see. They're just
And you
I
can
don't know if
see
they
here
walk in.
there is yeah, there is a mortar here in the gate which is killing the forward buildings of Mongo here. So that is another good job from Faraj.
That's good, yeah. He's just gonna lose it to the Coles now.
Yeah.
Okay, I think Mongo's still playing too gendarme heavy.
Yeah, I agree with you. And um
Like
since Portuguese players making natives constantly here, the gendarmes are not of so much use here because they are going to lose to this anti-cavalry natives.
yeah, and I mean, gendarmes objectively are not good as a unit to deal damage with. Like sometimes when I played France a few
Okay.
games out of net, like I sent 3 gendarmes on a artillery unit and they die before they get it.
Yeah.
Because they have such low attack. Like the only way to use gendarmes, I think, in that is to basically tank like cannon shots, just to throw in like 1 or 2 at a time, have them come and have them just like run into the enemy.
Yes.
But yeah, they don't deal that much damage.
Some misclick from Mongo here, those culverins running into the battle. And basically, I think what Mongo did here is drag box his entire army back, which is something I think you should not do.
Yeah,
because then because when you drag box, basically from the base game, your artillery goes at the back. So basically, your artillery here is exposed to the enemy, and he can just snipe off with the culverins or kill with the units.
Yeah, exactly. What I like to do to solve that problem is I drag box the whole army and do like 1 step to the front, so the units like change position and the artillery walks to the back, and then you can manually like just pull back the artillery and then the infantry.
Yeah. So basically, Mongo is now very low on I would coin and yeah, and he's starting to shift his villages to coin. He's basically going he's going to abandon this base if I think. So what do you think is the best option for Mongo here? I think it would be to make let's 3 to 4 layers of walls and then try to force Faraj into artillery war, and then maybe try to win the artillery war. And if he can win that artillery war, then Faraj is going to drain, because Faraj is not making many organs, and he's not making any culverins as well right now.
That's true, but if you look at it, like 16 builds on coin will not be enough to maintain an artillery war, and he doesn't seem to be concerned about bringing new builds to the battlefield.
Okay.
Well, in a sieging scenario, ports are I favor ports because of the mortars.
Okay.
And generally, I think in this matchup, the point where France should win is like out of the start pressure. It's what Mongo tried.
Okay.
But I think he didn't have enough mortars up to get down the walls, and to like if the walls are down, you can maybe even get gendarmes to do some work, you know, because it's like an open space. But yeah, Faraj has been doing a too good job of camping, basically.
And as we can see, the entire artillery Mongo has been neutralized by Faraj. So whenever Mongo is trying to push, he's actually messing up his artillery micro and losing an artillery war very decisively to Faraj.
Yeah, and I don't really understand why he decided to go for a push there, because he was just about to. He was repopped, you know. He had a bit of resources. He could just like wait for Faraj to come. There was like no reason for him to go in. But I think now he might have lost it completely.
Yeah, and Faraj is also somewhat low on coin, nearly 4k, and somewhat 10k on 9 to 10k on wood, and he has got
That's
some.
Okay though. That's okay though. I think he'll be fine.
Okay.
The distribution is okay.
Okay. But still, in my opinion, 10k wood as Portuguese, when you have 20k food and 5k coin, it's still a bit more because natives don't cost that much because you get additional tech upgrade, which reduces the wood cost for natives additionally.
That's true, I suppose. Maybe you should take off like 3-4 villagers of wood and put them on coin.
Yeah, I agree. That I agree with you.
He also seems to have I'm not sure if I understand the UE right, but I think it's 5 idle villagers. Am I right? Faraj has 5 idols.
Yeah.
He still has 2 idols from building the walls, which aren't completely built.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Some wood choppers.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, he has his idle villages here in the back.
Yeah.
But
He should.
but I think that's
doesn't-
fine. I mean, if you
Yeah.
do not have, if you cannot multitask, then it's better to have 5 idle villages than losing your army here.
That's right. I suppose. And he's winning out anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, Mongo's in a really bad position here. I don't think making gendarmes is the right call. Like
Yeah.
whenever I'm out of resources, I try to stack up as many cannons as possible and just
Okay.
try to be obnoxious as you can with those and get off as many shots as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this
Well,
point,
if you were at this point in Mongo's position, well, what would you have done?
well, he had a Limus macro, like no resource, no coin, no food, and 12k wood. It's like worst case scenario.
Worst case scenario, you would resign. But let's say if you want to keep fighting, what would you do?
Well, I would make use of the wood and at least try to keep up 7 towers, maybe in the line behind those walls.
Okay.
Re-walled base and try to base camp with walls.
Okay, so a huge Gendam population is coming here, but I don't think that is going to be useful because he already has few natives here and dragoons are also there. So I'm not sure how this is going to help Mongo apart from, let's say, draining his resources a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he will kill some units for sure, and maybe
maybe he will kill the artillery as well here. But again, see, these natives are coming here, so maybe if Mongo the Faraj has got his base up here as well. So
yeah. It's
lot
getting
of
retarded though.
yeah, but he's going to pay that town center instead of stable here, which I think he should have paid at stable here instead of town center because stable is something which can actually make units. From town center, you cannot make units, right?
True, even though I don't understand why you would make 30 goons into 30 skirms. I would have gone for the Huss, but maybe that's just me.
I think he made them because Mongo had like 30 gendarmes there at that position.
Yeah, but I feel like Huss don't even do that bad into gendarmes.
Yeah.
Like, and skirms. I mean, he has so many skirms and basically no nats. And yeah, he's calling it GG.
And yes, so that's GG. Game number 1 goes to Faraj. So Faraj did a nice job here. What do you say?
Yeah, Faraj did a good job. He played out the matchup in a way you should. But yeah, Mongo did some mistakes. I think he kind of played the old school French, how you would maybe play them on Re.
Okay.
Like gendarme heavy, and they do their thing anyways, you know. But on patch, it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's the same with Spain. Like those on Re, you can just kind of Lancer spam to win.
Yeah.
But yeah, you need artillery game here.
So let's say these cliffs were not present here, and if Mongo could actually have got the flanks, then do you think this gendarme heavy gameplay would have helped him in any way?
I don't think that would have helped him when it comes to the fight because
Okay.
I don't know, as Port, you can just, like, he has his natives, you know, he can mix in a few more musks, and he has his goons. Like, he shouldn't be, and he didn't make too many organs, even though
he should have
open.
Okay.
Even though he should have, yeah. So I don't think that would have been the issue, but I think Mongo would gain an edge because of an open map, and he could like run a bit and maybe distract Faraj like that.
Yeah, I would say that Mongo is a player who, I mean, he has got a decent artillery macro, but he's not one who would like to play a lot of artillery warfare. He's someone who would like to take advantage of the map and just
Yeah,
go unit heavy. And this is basically what he tried to do here with a lot of Jendam spam and everything. But since it was,
doesn't work well in that.
yeah, it doesn't, because you have like 26 anti-cavalry units who have almost 96 damage against cavalry.
Yeah.
So, okay, so let's head on to the next game. Game number one goes to Mongo.